Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for this segment, we have Chris Dearborn, Managing Director on Nasdaq's Market Intelligence Desk, for an update on technical levels to watch in the Nasdaq-100 in front of what is going to be a busy data week. We get CPI data, we have the rate hike decision on Wednesday, and of course, Chris, we also have triple witching expiration on Friday, and we're also off on Monday for Juneteenth. So what's going on in the market?
It's an exciting week to follow, but currently today it's a little bit of a sleepy, bullish narrative, right? Volumes are relatively light, not a lot of economic data, a little bit of news out there in multiple spaces. But for the index itself, it closed down 0.1%, essentially flat for the week following 6 weeks of positive gains. The index itself is acting very strong. We made a new 52-week high today, and we're trading at those highs right now at 14,735. So again, very strong performance in the index. And as you said, Jill, a lot going on that's going to impact this market, especially in the CPI tomorrow. We're looking for plus 2% month over month. The FOMC, 25% chance of a rate hike, which means it's 75% chance of staying flat. No cut in the forecast, obviously, with the terminal rate now at 5%. PPI, which didn't mention, is looking for a cut or draw of 0.1%. And then retail sales is also looking for a decline month over month of 0.2%. So a lot of economic data, and that's just the top of it. There's a lot of underlying economic data there as well, including employment, mortgages, and everything else. So a lot of items that can move this index. And with that being said, the index still acts strong. The path of least resistance here is higher.
Yeah. I mean, certainly I would argue CPI is going to be the most key because that's really what the Fed is going to predicate a lot of their strategy on, because we know employment's strong. So, Chris, let's take a look at your first chart today with some fresh technical levels to watch in the Nasdaq-100.
Right. So we're trading at the highs of the day here. The target is still the same as last week on this bullish move, is 15,270. Support is very tight at 14,500, then 14,365. Major support below if the whole thing rolls over, hell in the handbasket, as we call it in the business. 13,690 is major support. The resistance levels right where we're at right now at 14,750. We closed at the highs of the day. CPI comes in line. This market will make a new target high by the middle of the week. What I do want to note again is the relative strength index at the bottom of the chart. We were at a 70 for the entire month of June. We came below last week, and that's why the index kind of closed flat. We're north of a 70 again. Again, overbought condition here, but where are you going to put money? It's all well-capitalized, well-structured companies with room to grow. You're buying growth here, and that's why the index keeps moving higher. Money flows are still positive into the major names in this index, especially into the tech and consumer discretionary names, and that's where they're going to keep flowing into. If that's the case, this index is going higher.
And Chris, let's take a look at the constituents that are leading the way, because really part of the narrative has been that risk concentration in just a handful of names. Are you seeing broader participation today?
There is, right? Breadth is 75, 25%. But again, remember, a third of the index is in the tech space, and I can make the argument in the communications sector, another 20% of the names. So if you look at the names, what's interesting, Intel's been top of the pack today, so is Broadcom, but Airbnb is up there. PacWest is up there. So there's a lot of other names participating. Some of the larger cap biotechs like BIIB is up there. So, you're seeing good growth names. You're seeing good healthcare names like Biogen. Some Lumina's up as well. On the flip side, the names that are getting hurt are the energy names and the staples names. Diamondback's off 2.5% today. Kraft is down 1.5%. Mondelez is off 1%. Pepsi's down a little bit. They carry a little bit of weight in the index, but not as much as the tech name. So again, it seems to be a rotation into those growthy names, looking more on the tech side and on the consumer side.
All right, Chris, appreciate the insight as always. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.